Okay, welcome back to the F&G podcast.
Have some more
We
enthusiasm,
don't know
dude.
what we're gonna
Gosh.
talk about. This is just a dry run right now because we're trying to get back in the swing of things, but we'll see how it go. So with me today, I have a Mr. Fresh Boy. No, okay,
Crickets.
okay, all right.
Crickets.
Yeah, I guess he's not here right
Crickets.
now. We also have
Oh, I haven't. You do realize this is like my second or third podcast. Like, there's been so many podcasts in between. Like, I've been absent. I forgot how this goes. So,
well,
how's it going?
there you go. He's here. We also have a Mr. X08.
Hello, how are you?
Who has a date with Netflix later, and we also have a Mr. DG Stormcloud.
Prepare your sailors. But see, I felt like League's entrance wasn't enthusiastic enough. So
And anyway, back on to
nah. What's up, guys? It's your boy.
Don't forget the thumbs up and hit that
Yeah, don't
subscribe
forget
button.
the subscribe button, hit the bell to get our videos the moment it uploads, and make sure to like and comment what's your favorite part of the podcast.
If we get
well,
100 likes on this video, we're gonna send news of League.
I don't think it's that serious right now. We're like I said, this is a dry run. We don't even know what the LL we really talking about
I know
today.
what I'm talking about. I don't know about them.
Yeah, I said we,
But see,
not
it's
you,
that
sir.
dry run.
We.
If we get 100 likes, you're gonna get news.
We'll know what we're
and it'll
talking
make you
about.
laugh.
Well then, I guess since John knows what the F he wants to talk about, let's get his long-winded discussion out of the way. Take it away, Mr. GG Stormcloud.
See, now you're just trying to be like Lando.
Go ahead, tell us your discussion, and everybody will chime in after you're done.
Okay. Well, the thing that I wanted to talk about to you, ladies and gentlemen, internet, is that I have found a very particular. No, okay, I'm gonna be serious. So basically, what I want to talk about today is I've come across a video on YouTube discussing about Far Cry 5 and the fact of the matter of, if you're unaware, Far Cry 5 gives you create your own character. But the thing is that since you're creating your own character, the protagonist of the game is completely silent, which is very weird for the Far Cry franchise because this is the only one where you don't have a protagonist that's speaking. And me personally, I've only played Far Cry 3 and 4 extensively. Like, I've played and beat them, and I've 100% both of those games. And of course, I did the same for Far Cry 5. So it's like I'm somewhat of a fan of Far Cry 5, not like full blown that I played every single one because some of them were trash. But to me, it felt kind of weird in the sense of playing Far Cry 5 as there's no voice protagonist, and it's like I miss having voice protagonists in Far Cry 3 and 4 because to me personally, the Far Cry format is you have an over the top crazy villain and you have a protagonist who you assume is a rational human being, and they're reacting to the crazy things that the villain is doing, and it's just missing that missed element of just crazy things happening to you in Far Cry 5 because normally in 3 and 4 there was just one crazy villain. But here in Far Cry 5 you have four crazy villains. Four, count them, four, like in SpongeBob. And it just felt, there was times where it just felt weird as you're just a silent protagonist. You're seeing these villains do these crazy things. As like minor spoiler, there's one part where they uh put a tattoo on your chest, and it's just like you're just sitting there just accepting it. It's like, yes, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. I give you consent to draw a tattoo on my chest. And it just, I don't know, that kind of took away, like, I felt overall Far Cry 5 was a very good game. I enjoyed it the entire way, but it's just there not really being like a back and forth between the protagonist and the antagonist. It left, it made me miss Far Cry 3 and 4, even though Jason Voorhees wasn't all that great. And Yeah, that's basically it. How do y'all feel about it? Like, I know not Josh, Leak and Axe, they played a little bit of Far Cry 5. They haven't beat it, but they've played some of it. Did y'all feel the same way I felt, or was it just like, I didn't really notice?
I'll go first, I guess. So like, I think I only played Far Cry 3, but like, I don't really see Far Cry as a game where I want to be interested in my own personal story. Like, whenever I played, it's just like high octane action. So I don't know. It didn't bother me that much, but I understand where you're coming from for sure.
I mean, I didn't get that far, so I really have no comment on it personally, but that's just me.
Well, like, do you think that it's important to have a connection to the character that you're playing as, or are there some games where you're just like interested in the action or some shit? Because that's how I feel about Far Cry. Is I don't really.
I mean,
think
can I say
about
something?
myself?
You'll get your
I
turn.
don't know. Can you? I'm just kidding.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't getting impatient. I was just. I mean, John didn't.
No,
He
go ahead.
just said. I was just. I could take a
Oh
crack
yeah,
at
yeah.
it,
I was gonna mention.
even if I
I was
didn't
gonna
play.
mention. Yeah, I was gonna mention you after Axe was done saying his piece.
No, go ahead. I'm finished. That's all I was saying is like Far Cry I see as action and
I mean,
had a lot of story on my side.
seeing that Far Cry is a Ubisoft installment, another Ubisoft franchise. I mean, when you take a look at Ghost Recon Wildlands, very. I mean, I think this whole entire past 2 years of Ubisoft games have been like a different formula. Like we got a Rainbow Six game that had no story mode,
Right.
and we got a Ghost Recon game that was free roam, and you had your own customized character, but your character did have a voice. Like
Exactly.
you actually they actually have voice actors for your characters and all your squad mates, whether you was a female or a male. And even though it was only two voices that you was given and you wasn't able to switch voices, just the fact that you had a voice and your character was having like dialogue with the other characters made it even better of a connection because you was essentially in Ghost Recon Wildlands the leader of your squad, and you had your captain or whatever, and having that dialogue at the end where you're taking orders from her and you save her. Spoilers. Um, it really gave you like a sense of like your character actually cares about what's going on around him. But you customized your character. You gave him the face, you gave him the hair, you gave him the tattoos, you gave him the clothes, you gave him everything. Fully customized character, but had a voice. And because that dialogue was there, it wasn't really a sense of deeper meaning as far as like my gameplay, but as far as like just the conversations that your characters would have amongst each other, like when you're like in a helicopter, they'll just have like a random conversation about how to make cocaine. And I thought that was a nice touch of dialogue, even though it wasn't like important, it wasn't game changing, but it definitely was more immersive. So yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like if Far Cry 5 would have had that element, then it would have been good.
And I 100% agree with that because that's what Ghost Recon was the first thing that I looked towards because if you look at the map structure, just the story structure of Far Cry 5, you can definitely tell that they took the same elements that they did from the newest Ghost Recon in Far Cry. And it was like, I am personally not a big fan on it because I felt like Ghost Recon was boring because of the whole structure of you do activities in an area to eventually then go fight the boss. It's like I can definitely see that Ubisoft saw that criticism and they try to make it like a little bit better in Far Cry 5, and it's like that's good that it's showing that they're um progressing and like just taking feedbacks and trying to improve their games or whatnot. But it's like I think it's like if you're just gonna take that aspect of Ghost Recon, it's like why not also taken the similar aspect of just giving a female voice actress for the female created characters and a male voice actor for the male created characters. And it's like if they would have just did that, I would have been perfectly fine with you being able to create your own character in Far Cry 5.
Wasn't a strike going on when they were making Far Cry? Like, wasn't there a voice actor strike like the end of last year, like middle of last year, and it just ended like the end of last year?
Maybe. Because I know they said that they had problems with finding a voice actor for Joseph Seed, and they said that like they almost had to cancel Far Cry 5 altogether because they couldn't find a voice actor. So maybe.
My thing is, if your character doesn't have a voice, I'm not really tied to them that much. For me personally, like for South Park and the Stick of Truth, your character didn't really talk till like the very end. He said something. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I didn't have any ties, or I didn't feel like that character meant anything to me because, I don't know. I just felt like he didn't mean anything to me because he was just there in a sense. It was just like I was pretty much watching the show, or that's how I kind of felt about with Far Cry. Is that I haven't really got that far. I'm maybe 3 hours in with Axe, and all we've been doing is just goofing around, running stuff over, and wreaking havoc. So I haven't really experienced the story myself per se, but from the little bit that I got to play, I mean, it's cool, but I don't have no investment in it because it's not. I mean, it's my character, but it's not. I don't see it as me, I guess. Because when I make a creative character, I try to put myself in the game. And this one, I didn't really try to do that. I just tried to do what I thought looked cool, in a sense. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
I mean, as far as South Park goes and the character not talking, I think that was just a creative choice for comedic purposes because, like, your character can't talk, so he can't, you can't really, he doesn't really have a say. Like, literally, he doesn't have a say.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but my thing is just I don't feel like I have a connection to it personally. That's just how I feel.
To me, I was okay with South Park doing it because in South Park it's like they what do you call it? What's the word I'm talking for? Like they acknowledge that the voice act or like your created character didn't talk, and it was like how Josh said, it was like it's for a comedic purpose or whatnot. And it's like with games like Far Cry when they do stuff like that, and it's like your character doesn't talk, the people around you, like the people in the world, all the NPCs, like they basically pretend like your character is talking, and I'm just sitting there like I didn't say a word. And it was like South Park kind of did the same thing, but it was just like it was more like say something if you agree to it, and they know you couldn't talk, and it's like all right, so you're on board for it, and it just played along with it, and it just made the game more funnier. So that's why I was okay with it.
I mean, when you think of like a game like Skyrim, no voice acting, but at least you had, the text options, like you scroll down and choose what you want. You're a dragonborn to say.
About to bring Skyrim up. Son of a bitch.
I beat you.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Ax?
I was just gonna say, would you rather have a game that's like, I mean, whenever you can customize your character, it's always hard because if you want to voice if you have an option for a guy or a girl, it's twice as much voice acting. So,
right.
I mean, I'm okay with it to an extent. Like with Skyrim, like I'm just fine with that, not having voice, just because you got to customize your character, and I did still feel immersed in the game.
To me, it's like only some games can get away with not having a voice actor or voice actress. Like I said, South Park and like Dark Souls is like they can easily get away with it. But I felt like Far Cry wasn't one of those games because to be honest, I felt the same way when I played Breath of the Wild. Now, I quickly tell
Zelda
everyone it's
Link
like,
never talks. So
yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like I have never played a Zelda game. Breath of the Wild was the first one, and it's like I know about Zelda, and like I'm not completely stupid about the thing where it's like I know that Zelda is not Link's name or whatnot. Like I'm not that novice to it, but it's like I generally did not know that Link never talks. So it was like when I was playing Breath of the Wild and they would like ask Link stuff, and it was just like he's just standing there, and I'm just like, why aren't you saying anything? And it took me to asking Link like, does Link talk? And he's like, no, he doesn't. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes
Hey, but at least you had dialogue options though at some parts.
yeah.
Just like Skyrim. As long as if you're not gonna have voice acting, at least have dialogue options. You know.
I mean, in some parts of Far Cry they had that, right? I mean, again,
No,
I've been playing
no,
with
no, no.
No, they did because when Joseph caught you for the second time, not Joseph, is that his brother named Joseph?
No, Jacob.
Yeah, him. When he caught you for the second time with the concussion rifle, whatever the heck it was called, and he had you tied up to the chair, and he had the other girl, the deputy girl, whatever, tied up to the chair across from you. Then he asked you to say yes or no or something like that. Because Axe said
Yeah,
he
but that
said
was the
yes.
thing, though. That's the only thing you could only say yes.
Oh, I thought there was yes and no.
No, it was just you just said yes, and it was like I sat there and I stood there and I wanted to see like what happens if I don't press yes. Nothing happens. The game is basically paused until you press A.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Like I said, I've been playing with Axe, so and Axe is the host, so he experienced everything. I'm just there. So yeah, anybody got anything else to add to it before I guess we move on?
That's about it for me.
I say we treat it like the memes that PewDiePie does. We kill it.
All right. Well, second topic. I think it was Sweden or somewhere have officially banned loot boxes, and they're asking other states or states. I keep saying states, other countries to join them in banning loot boxes. How do y'all feel about the government coming in and forcing their hand in the video game industry?
Wasn't
Not a good
wasn't it
idea.
that the whole premise was it's gambling. Like I'm pretty sure it fell under the umbrella of gambling. So it's not like and I could be wrong. I only heard about it, but isn't it gambling? They classified it as gambling.
Yeah.
I think. So I think that's kind of where it comes from. I don't know. Personally, I don't think that would ever happen in the United States, but I mean, I don't agree with it, but I think people should have. I don't know if it's against the law of and it falls under gambling. That kind of sucks. But honestly, if they banned loot boxes in the United States, it wouldn't affect me at all.
Yeah, it's like it personally wouldn't affect me, and I just say it's like I would recommend Game Theory's videos. He did like a 2-part about it, where it's like it's like basically loot box is kind of like in a gray area. It's like it does have elements to gambling, and then it has elements where it's like it's not really gambling. It's like basically it's like if you ban loot boxes, you might as well ban baseball cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because they all do that. Whereas like you buy a pack or you buy a loot box and you don't really know what you're getting, but you have an idea of what you could get. So it's like because of that,
I don't like loot
really
boxes.
bad.
I like the whole you see something, that's what you want, buy it, move on with your life. I don't like you have a 0.2% chance of getting the super rare thing that you want. I think that's kind of lame.
Whatever happens, they're gonna find a way to do something else.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that at all.
If it wasn't, if no more loot boxes, it would go back to the whole DLC. Like, they'll
find some new way to do loot boxes. It'll be like,
I mean, but you know who does loot boxes perfectly?
Dragon Ball.
Not just that.
Rocket League actually does it. Yeah, Warframe doesn't do loot boxes. Warframe does the thing that I said I like. This is what you want.
Hey, you're cutting out.
What?
You're breaking up.
Alright, I was saying that Warframe doesn't do loot boxes. They do the whole.
Yes, they do.
They do the. This is what you want. Buy it.
How you gonna tell me about what my game does?
What are the loot boxes in Warframe, Josh?
The Falcon mod packs. When you buy a Falcon mod pack in Warframe, it gives you a chance out of like 18 rare mods, and yes, you buy a Falcon mod pack with platinum or duplicate, your choice.
I don't count the mods.
But the thing is, I'm not saying this to diss Warframe because
no.
Warframe, what they did was they was like, all right, let's do these Falcon mod packs. But hey, majority of the mods in the Falcon mod pack that you have a chance to get, you're going to get them just by playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Now you could buy the Falcon mod pack 100 times hoping to get some stupid mod or whatever by chance, or you have other options. You could go find another player who has a duplicate of the mod and ask them, can he sell it to you? Because there's in-game trading amongst other players, so you can trade mods for other mods with another player if you wanted to, or you could just grind. And grinding in Warframe isn't that hard. All the mods, all the weapons, all the parts to the weapons, they all have specific drop locations in certain planets. And it's just like, go to that planet and grind it out. You know what I'm saying? So if games could find some system where it's like, hey, do this and you'll have a chance to get it, versus just play the game and, you know, every match will give you a chance, you know, like actually like divide up the loot into different areas, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be cool. And plus that's a good way to get people to play a game mode that's brand new. Like Warframe came out with a new game mode where it's like endless Kuva run.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Now you might think, why in the heck would I want to play endless Kuva run? Well, guess what? There's some rarity parts that you need to build certain weapons that you can only get in endless Kuva run. So basically, they're forcing you to play it. You know what I'm saying? Because you want those parts, and you're introduced to a new game mode. So it works, in my opinion.
No, I feel you. Speaking of loot boxes, did y'all hear about what was it, Shadow of War getting rid of loot boxes in their game because they said it takes away from the experience of the game?
To be honest, I don't see why they did that. I like the loot boxes in Shadow of War.
I didn't. I felt it took away from the game. No, because it's like, you can spend a long time grinding for this orc, or just give us $10 and you have a chance of getting the good orc.
No, but Shadow of War had two different currencies, though.
No, I know, but even they said it themselves in the press release that they felt that it took away from the experience of the game.
How they gonna tell me what I experienced, though?
I'm just telling you, that's what they said.
Am I not the consumer? And they...
No, I feel you, but from what they said was that they felt like it took away from the experience, so they're getting rid of it. In May, I believe, sometime in May, it's going away, and they're reworking everything, so it doesn't take that much of a grind to finish the end. That's why I said I'm gonna wait until after the update come out, and then I'll go back to Shadow and try to finish it, because I don't want to grind for 300 hours just to try to get the true ending. It's just how I feel.
I don't know. I thought it was okay doing the challenges to get, because like doing the challenges was like, you could do like these challenges or whatever where you go and avenge somebody who died in their world and kill whatever boss killed them. And they had all kinds of challenges, like Ken killed like 10 Uruks in one day or something like that. Like, I don't know, I thought that was a nice way to get the paid currency. It's like you could pay for it, or you could do these challenges, and they weren't difficult. But I mean, they want to get rid of it, that's fine. But it's like, what, are they gonna get rid of those challenges?
No, I doubt they get rid of challenges. I think they're just gonna get rid of the whole loot box thing and rework the orcs so it's easier to find I guess a certain one that you need or whatever. So it's not a 50-hour grind to get one orc or however it was before. I haven't got that far because I stopped playing it once I found out about the loot box stuff. It was kind of annoying. But I also think that they're doing this because they might have an announcement for something else that's coming out pretty soon. Maybe this summer, not this summer, maybe next summer, or maybe even the fall. Maybe it's like
Wait, hold on. Before you transition to that, I'll just basically I'm gonna just repeat what I said in the first podcast. It's like to a certain point I agree with Josh. It's like it wasn't that bad in Shadow War because it's like if you modded your character outright and like it's a perk that you can give him like very early on in the game, money would never be an issue for you in Shadow War. So it's like you can get all of the stuff that required to beat Act 4, but the thing I had a problem with it, the reason why I had a problem with it is just it felt like it could be worse. Like it felt like it was just a entryway. Like, okay, let's see how the public will feel about us doing loot boxes this way, and if they don't care, or it's like basically like they was expecting more.
yeah,
people
that's
to
what
act
EA
like
did
Josh.
with
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was like they was expecting more people to be like Josh, where it's like, and it's not really that bad. So then I looked at it as like an EA thing. It's like EA did the same thing with Battlefront 1. And it was like there was people that was like, oh, this sucks, get this out of here. But then like there was still people that was like, it's not that bad. Then Battlefront 2 came out. Then they showed their true intentions of how they really wanted it. And then that's when everyone was like, no, get this out of here. So
mm-hmm.
that's why I was against Shadow War, because I'm like, yeah, it's not bad now, but it's like I feel like if we let this, I feel like we let this slide here, then later in the next Shadow War game, it's going to be far more worse than what it is now.
I mean, but you know, a game is also by Warner Brothers,
Oh,
But
Injustice.
Batman, and I'm glad Batman didn't have no loot boxes because I could not, I wouldn't be able to understand.
That's another
how they
thing
would-
too.
how
Rocksteady
they
is
would fit.
overdue for a game. And I think they might
Huh?
announce Rocksteady is overdue for a game, and I think they might announce it at E3 this year. That's why I think that's where I was going with the whole. They might announce something this year that has loot boxes because Rocksteady been MIA since they did the whole Batman VR thing, which was what 2-3 years ago.
I don't even know who in the world cares about Batman.
But yeah, they've been silent since then, so I think they might have something coming out this year or the beginning of next year, and it might have loot boxes in it. And that's probably why they're taking the loot boxes out of this to say, "Oh, see, we're not that bad," and then have loot boxes in the next game.
And I feel like that's a dumb practice. Like I know there are some people on the internet who forget stuff. It's like
The internet has a short attention span.
yeah, I know there's some people, yeah, the mass of the internet have a short attention spans, but like people like us, like I guess you can say like the woke people.
No,
They don't have a short-
don't you dare.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're gonna go with the PC stuff. The woke people, they don't have a short attention span, and it's like they most certainly will bring this back up.
I don't know. I just hope that it's nothing malicious planned underneath it all.
I feel like all game developers, if you want to put it in loot boxes, I like that's fine. It's just can it at least, for the very least, be cosmetic? Because my original thing was like I don't want loot boxes or any like premium or like alternate currency that's spent with real money.
Crystals.
Yeah, like outside of free-to-play games, but since this seems to be the new norm in AAA title games, if y'all gonna have loot boxes, can it just be just cosmetic items, like Dragon Ball Fighters and Fortnite did? It's like
Fighters did it amazingly, in my opinion.
Like yes, I feel it's like Dragon Ball Fighters is a staple to it's like this is how you do boxes. Like they put in loot boxes that you cannot purchase with real world money, and you just play the game to get the money. And if you constantly playing Dragon Ball Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters is very generous in giving you money.
Yeah,
They
it
give
is.
you a crap ton of money, beating every arc in the story mode. And if you're like, oh well, the story mode is boring, I don't want to play that, then they just out the blue just give you money. Cause like I hopped on Dragon Ball Fighters earlier this
Yeah,
week.
that's what I told Lee. They gave you
Yeah.
300,000.
Yeah, they gave everybody
Again?
300. Yes, again.
No, not again, just once. Chuck.
I was about to say
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That's what Lee was about to hop on.
I was about to say,
Let me get-
I
let
get
me get Super
Goku
Saiyan
blow. I was about to
Yeah,
be
but
so
it's
happy.
like, they
I
not
know I
only do
wasn't
they
about to
give
let
you
you
money.
get off without fighting me.
Oh my god, I'm about to die. I mean, what? I'm not about to die. I'm not playing the game.
We heard the TV, fam.
What?
What?
We heard the TV.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did. But Ax, anything you want to talk about in
What?
particular? You've been silent.
Yeah. So I got my tax refund coming.
This man. So he'll buy all.
Party
the
at
loot
Ax's
boxes.
house.
Yeah, kids
I'm
just
just saying.
message Axe and he'll buy all your loot boxes. He'll buy
He's
all
doing a
those
loot
cosplay
box
skins.
giveaway. Fortnite loot box giveaway.
Yep.
No,
I
I
don't
mean,
know, cool. What if State of Decay had loot boxes?
I
Oh,
pray to
please
God it
Why
doesn't.
are you jinxing?
I'm not jinxing. I'm just being realistic.
I
But
pray it don't.
I don't think it would, because I feel like they would have announced that by now.
There's no reason for it to. It would be kind of
Oh, well,
jerky.
no,
I mean, I can
it's
see
easy-
where they would
it's
put it.
easy to implement.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I'm
It's
saying
very
there's no reason
Yeah,
to.
yo, Lee, pay $5 and we'll start you off with some building materials.
Yep.
For this house.
Pay $10.
$10 to
and we'll
bring
your
this
character
person back.
to life.
Yep.
Yep.
What's that? Character died in someone else's world, turned into a zombie. $7 for the cure.
no, like
Yeah.
I know I've talked about it before. Like games are moving away from the whole. Well, some games are moving away from the whole buy it once mentality. I mean, it back even in Halo 2, like that's when DLC. Well, I don't know. Did Halo 2 have like downloadable maps?
Yes, but it was sold as
Yeah.
a separate disc. It was like an expansion.
Right. Yeah. So, and then that's like when it all started, kind of around that time, and now it's like you can get game developers and publishers can get by with free games and either like games and just keep milking customers as long as they're happy. As long as they still have people playing, they're.
I
gonna
would
keep
say my
making
brother
money,
is a
so-
prime example of that. This man is
Right.
asking for V-Bucks for Fortnite every week. I swear to God, and it drives me insane.
Who is
Well,
he
it's like-
asking?
Everyone.
But I mean, that's. Can you blame him? Like, well, not.
Yes.
Can you blame him?
I mean, I would tell
I
him to
most
go get a
definitely
job.
can. Thank you.
It's no. It's I keep telling him no because it's stupid. You just
Well, that's
feed.
because he has no.
I know.
reference of
I know.
right now.
I know.
Like
But my thing is,
once.
for him, if he really wants it, if he really wants the V-Bucks to get that glorious Fortnite skin, my guy, get that lawnmower out your garage and start cutting your neighbor's yard.
Right. Yeah, I think it's they cash in a ton on
And cut
kids,
your
though.
hair, cause that.
Oh yeah,
boy,
kids
ooh.
all day. I was listening to my brother play Fortnite, and people were backing out of the lobby. He was like, "Oh, I just got $10. I'm about to buy this Fortnite skin." It's like, my nigga, why?
And it's not even, and just to put your brother in a better light. It's like it's not just little kids. It's like seeing grown people on Twitter talk shit to each other because they'll see a Fortnite video and the person who the Fortnite video stars, he didn't have a skin on. It's like, oh, look at this broke boy. He don't got a Fortnite skin. I'm like, really? Really?
I blame
We are
Drake.
grown ass 20-year-old people clowning each other because you didn't spend $10 to get a fucking Fortnite skin. Wow.
I blame Drake. All day. It's Drake's
They
fault.
wish and they wish and they wish and they wish. And they
I'm
wish,
wishing he didn't play Fortnite.
This man.
Hey, it could be worse. He could play PUBG.
I would prefer it that way. There's no microtransactions unless you play on PC.
Like you cut out, but we know what you said. You said there's no micro.
Unless you play on PC.
But I said, yeah, that too. Like, would you go?
Oh, the skins, the weapon skins.
I mean, we know more than half the people that's playing Fortnite are playing on PS4. They ain't got no PC money.
Did you say PS4?
Yeah, most of the people that's playing Fortnite right now, we know they are playing on PS4.
Hashtag MatPat?
Wait, what?
What?
I don't even know. But
Game?
you lost everybody with that. Where was you going with that?
Please explain.
Because MatPat did it. I was wondering if Leak got that info from the MatPat theory about do games make you violent. He was talking about the stats of the percentage of people who play Fortnite.
Yeah, most people
Nah,
play on consoles.
I did not watch that one. I was
No,
I was just speaking on behalf of that's the console that sold the most is the PS4, so therefore most of the people are playing on PS4 and not PC or Xbox.
Based off again Twitter
and mobile.
Wait, you're saying that more people are playing PUBG on PS4?
No, Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
But I would say like I agree with Leak that I also watched the video, the MatPat video.
I didn't watch it.
But it's like I knew before that video that more people was playing on consoles because, like I said, one, PS4 is the most selling console right now, and number two, because of Twitter. Again, those same Fortnite videos, you look on it, and it's another thing. If they see somebody playing on PC or Xbox, they clown like, why are you playing Fortnite on Xbox? Why not just play it on PS4? Blah, 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 blah. Why are you playing on PC? Stop being a scrub. Play it on PS4. I'm like, really?
The reason I know is because I have level 3 wokeness.
I have level 3 wokeness. My woke factor is level 3. I was just stating the obvious because PlayStation is the most popular console. Like I said, it all goes back to Drake. Drake was playing on PlayStation, Ninja was playing on PC. It's all Drake's fault. That's just how I feel.
Look, let it go. He said some disrespectful stuff to Kid Cudi, like what?
And he said some,
let it go.
and he challenged that boy Logic to Fortnite. I hope that boy Logic smacked that man in Fortnite.
Oh.
He challenged Logic to Fortnite?
Yeah, he told Logic to get his crew, or he said Logic don't want it in Fortnite, something like that, something along those lines. And Logic was like, Drake, yeah.
Yo.
Dang, I did not know this.
Yeah, it was when they first streamed. He was like, tell Logic he don't want it or something like that, or tell Logic to get his crew together or something like that, he said. And Logic was like, Drake don't want it in Fortnite.
I want to see that.
Side note, you want something that just dawned on me? That boy Dashy has Logic's number.
Wait, so are we still podcasting or are we just
Yeah, we're just randomly talking now.
I mean, so this is going into the pod. All right, y'all. This is.
I can cut that part out. It was quiet.
Uncut.
It was quiet. I can cut that part out.
I'm ruining it. I am.
You can try to. I can cut it out, fam.
Keep this in. This is FNG Uncut.
No, I'm cutting that part out, sir. So,
Well, then you about to cut out a lot of stuff, League.
If you subscribe to our Patreon, you can get the uncut, full extended
And if
version
you
of the
just
FNG podcast.
and if you go to our what you call
GoFundMe?
Patreon. No.
GoFundMe,
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
We're gonna stick with Patreon. No, we're gonna stick with Patreon. If you join our Patreon and do $20 a month, you'll get the official FNG calendar.
With John posing on all 12 months.
No. We'll all be posing on our respective months. It's like just flip to that August to see League. Oh yeah, bad
But
boy.
to that
League with his shirt off.
November.
Hey,
John and Josh gonna have to share.
hey, hey.
All right, so I forgot what I was about to talk about. I was about to say something, and I completely forgot what I was about to
Wait till
talk
Alexa
about.
hear about that.
What?
Hear about that remark.
She's sitting right
John
behind
called
me.
you
Real wow.
Dang. So she know about see John. See, better let her know.
We
That
getting
bad
this
boy
caught
League.
up.
I ain't getting caught up in nothing.
Oh yeah, he is.
No, I'm not.
She gonna be. She
Wait
gonna be
till
like,
this
I
episode
thought
come
you
out.
and John were just friends.
Wait,
What?
what?
Wait, what?
Excuse me? Rewind, sir. Go back. I'm gonna need you to go back and redo that because I don't think I was
John
completely
called-
paying attention.
Because John said, go to August to see Bad Boy Leak. And I'm just like, hey, yo, pause. And it's like, he said that, and Alexa in the room, so it's like, not only is it gay, but it's like...
Not
now
only
Alexa-
is
Hey,
it
I
gay.
mean, I'm just letting y'all know. I mean, we gotta look at the FNG calendar before we put it out to our fans. So I mean, like, I gotta scroll through the stuff. It's just,
But
hey.
I'm not gonna call no grown man a bad boy.
We're trying to sell the product, okay?
Well, shoot, have Gabby call Leak a bad boy or something. I don't know.
Let's not do that, please. That would be very weird.
Yeah, let's call Gabby real quick.
No, let's not.
So now, wait. So what you going?
I don't recommend this. You keep this on the low. You cut this part,
Man, ain't nobody gonna be watching this. Ain't nobody gonna be watching this.
All right, y'all.
Ain't nobody gonna be watching this. So while
no.
we're recording,
so we can get used to doing it.
Right, Josh?
Has anybody watched any of the other ones? Let's find out. I don't think so.
I'll PayPal you $5 if you watch this.
You haven't been. We haven't been.
Yeah. Put it all on me. Go ahead. You haven't been consistent with the videos. Even though it's a group channel, it's all Leak's fault for not.
Paid me. I'm spilling the whole beat. I still haven't got my paycheck for the last 3 podcasts.
Even though it's a group effort channel, it's Leak's fault for not putting videos up on the channel. That's a group effort channel.
Where my money?
I just did this for laughing giggles.
But, that's just me.
We got a lot of editing to do.
I'm just going to cut this whole 35. Once it is the 35-minute mark, the rest is just getting chopped off.
No, you better leave some of this.
I ain't leaving nothing. It's all getting cut off.
I'm disliking the video if you don't leave some of this.
Go ahead. One dislike and one view. Oh no.
Man, I'm about to make like 20 pages. I'm gonna make 20 accounts and leave a bunch of dislikes.
All right. Well, seeing that we got the Babble portion out of the way, anything else anybody want to talk about? Anything? Anyone?
Like I said, I'm getting my tax refund.
Yeah, I like how we spent off of Axe's tax return into a cycle of just random babbling.
Because we said F your tax refund.
Just some daily love advice. If your girl tripping, she go off on you, she come at you too hard and disrespectful, just don't answer her calls. Just ignore her. Just be like, you know what you said was wrong, right? And then she asks you what's wrong about it. Don't tell her. Just show her. Just don't answer. Don't call. Don't text. No nothing. Don't respond to nothing. Just
actions do speak louder than words.
And this has been Josh's portion of Love with a question mark.
Like how to get your dream girl.
How to make your girl
into
do the right thing.
Any games anybody's looking forward to being announced, I guess, or anything?
No, for real. Ghost Recon should really have a PUBG.
Oh my god.
Speaking of PUBG, and speaking of Ghost Recon, I want to go back to that actually. Josh, I don't think there's going to be a Splinter Cell. I think that Splinter Cell mission is all we're going to get for a while.
No, League. It's gonna be a Splinter Cell this year.
I don't know.
Keep saying that. We already had a discussion about this.
I know we did,
Amazon
but
already leaked it. Amazon, Australia already leaked the game, and it doesn't make sense for them to rehire Michael Ironside just for a cameo appearance in Ghost Recon. Like, really,
I didn't say we weren't ever getting another one. I just said for a while.
I know, but like I said, League 2018, and
I don't know.
And when you look at the past couple of years, we've got a new everything. A new Far Cry, a new Ghost Recon, a new Watch Dogs, a new
Red Dead.
No. I'm talking about Ubisoft games.
Oh.
What's that one game? Well, For Honor is a new title. But I mean basically for the past 2 years it's just been either a new IP or a new installment of something that's already been out. And we had a new Rainbow Six. So it only makes sense for the next thing to be a new Splinter Cell. And plus, I mean, think about it. Splinter Cell Conviction went backwards compatible. You know what other game that went backwards compatible and then had a sequel?
No, what?
Obama Simulator?
Huh?
No, what?
Obama Simulator?
Shut up, John.
What is John saying?
Just ignore John. Just no. What's the other game?
Rayman, the Rayman that came out on the Xbox One after it came
Origins,
out.
Legends.
Well, whatever, I don't know, whichever one that's on the Xbox One, they made the 360 version backwards compatible. When Gears of War 4 came out, Gears of War 3 became backwards compatible. And there's been plenty of other games where the game that came out previously becomes backwards compatible and then the new IP drops. And that's been like a thing that happens on the Xbox. And so it only makes sense for, I mean, even with, what's that game? Dishonored 2. You know what I'm saying? Dishonored 2, they you could buy both games in the bundle pack, or you could just buy them separately. But they made sure to have that definitive edition price drop down, so that way you could get both. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the type of stuff that gamers do. I mean, the developers do. It's like a marketing strategy. It's like, hey, we're not gonna just bring a new game to the new console. Like if the Splinter Cell comes out this year, it's gonna be the very first Splinter Cell on current gen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do we introduce that? Let's make the old game compatible. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Hitman. What's the Blood Money or whatever?
Absolution.
Absolution. Then we get this new Hitman with new graphics and everything. So this is how it is, and it would be dumb for them to have all this Splinter Cell buzz in the air, and they're literally testing the waters with the community, and they see that people are like pooping their pants for another Splinter Cell with Michael Ironside as the voice actor. So yeah, we're gonna get a new Splinter Cell for sure.
We'll see. All right. Anybody else before?
You want to bet money?
I bet $5 it won't come out this year.
Leak, I bet you a whole paycheck.
I bet you $5 it won't come out this year.
Your whole paycheck.
No, I said $5.
That boy Leak's like, I'm not going hiding. $5.
I don't never go. All right, $3.50.
Yeah, he going lower.
I want your paycheck. Leak.
Nah, I'm sorry, I can't do that, sir.
I'm trying to make you miss a dating opportunity.
Nah, I'm straight.
No, yeah, that's what you need to do, yeah.
All right, well, so anybody else got anything else before we end this? I guess.
I thought you was gonna do a transition.
Transition to what?
I don't know. Wasn't there something else you wanted to talk about?
No.
Oh, man, and another thing about Splinter Cell is seeing that Michael Ironside is old, and he didn't appear in the what's the Splinter Cell after Conviction? Oh, Blacklist. Seeing that Splinter Cell had a different voice actor because of Michael Ironside's heart condition, he had a heart attack, and seeing that he had a 66% chance to live, and he did live. Well, now it seems like even though he only left so he could pass the torch, seeing that he came back for Ghost Recon, if anything, it would be best to make one final Splinter Cell and kill off his character, so that way his character is immortalized within the Ubisoft franchise. Because by killing him off, it's like, hey, now the fans can finally have an ending to his story. You know what I'm saying? And we need closure for his ending. We need to see this thing through. Like, he still hasn't put his family, well, his daughter, in safety. He's constantly in harm's way, and it just seems like the best thing for Ubisoft. They would be stupid to not have him voice act for this character one last time while he's in good health, because he's not going to live forever. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Leak in your face, Leak. I came at you with the receipt.
We'll see. Well, I have nothing else to say. Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody else got something to say before we close this out?
Nope.
No.
All right. Well,
you got a new Assassin's Creed in your face, Leak.
We all knew Assassin's Creed was coming.
Did we? Did we really?
Yes, we did. When it was called Empire.
Hey, but remember when Watch Dogs 2 got leaked on
Every
Amazon?
Assassin's
Remember
Creed
that?
leaked. Now that I think about it,
I said Watch Dogs 2.
I know, but I was just fighting John's case with.
I mean, I was just fucking with you. Of course, we knew there was an Assassin's Creed coming out.
Well, all right. I guess that's it, and I guess we will see you guys
And
next.
they released all the God of War in
This man,
definitive
John.
edition.
He
Like,
does
they
not want this
released-
podcast
They
to
released
end.
God of War 1, 2, and 3 in a bundle for $64, brand new on PlayStation 4, and then boom, God of War comes out. Well, the new God of War gets announced, excuse me. But now they have the new God of War. So yeah, more receipts leaked. More
Okay,
receipts.
we'll see during E3. I got it. If you're right, I will give you $5.
No, he wants your paycheck.
No, he's getting $5. So, all right.
Zelda, Breath of the
Thank you
Wild.
for watching. We're cutting this off. We will see you guys next time.
Remastered.
Later.
All right. Peace.
Deuces.
Oh, Axe is a helicopter across the field. We can get to it. We can be going.